And anything that you begin, yeah, you finish, it's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words, they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, it would never be enough, no enough to declare my love. To declare my love. But I will sing until my very last breath. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. Yeah, my very best. Yeah. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung, bled, and died to save me. I will never find nobody like you. I got to reach out with time and for the rest of my life. I don't know why you love me, but you do. I appreciate all the things you do. I'm grateful for all the many times you were faithful. I know I'm just a wreck, so sinful. Broken love, no shame, just thankful. And I will sing until my very last breath. Oh yeah. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. My very best. My very best.
When I think about the sacrifices that you made, it give me chill bumps. Then I remember all of the time that you saved me. Them blessings still coming, stacking on top of each other. Won't give my love to another, a real one. That's why I do it like Nike. You ain't gotta like me, just pray that you feel something. In this 16, I had 100, cause I'm unashamed of the one coming. I know evil watching, try to make me stumble. I look to the sky when I'm feeling trouble. Show up on the double, straight up out the harder when I'm feeling weak. I know you the muscle over anything, in the in-between. He the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, and I promise I'ma spend the rest of my life giving you my all. When I was in the bind, Lord, it was your name I called. You show up right on time, and it happens every time. Lord, you gave me yours, so I'm gonna give you mine.
My hands go up, and I give you everything, cause I know that you already won. And anything that you begin, yeah, you finish, it's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words, they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, it would never be enough, no enough to declare my love. To declare my love. But I will sing until my very last breath. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. Yeah, my very best. Yeah. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung, bled, and died My hands go up, and I give you everything, 'cause I know that you already won. And anything that you begin, yeah, you finish, it's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words, they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, it would never be enough, no enough to declare my love. To declare my love. But I will sing until my very last breath. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. Yeah, my very best. Yeah. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung black and died. I will never find nobody like you. I got to praise you one time and for the rest of my life. I don't know why you love me, but you do. I appreciate all the things you do. I'm grateful for all the many times you were faithful. I know I'm just a wretch so sinful. Broken love, no shame, just thankful. And I will sing till my very last breath. Oh yeah. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. My very best. My very best.
When I think about the sacrifices that you made, it give me chill bumps. Then I remember all of the time that you saved me. Them blessings still coming, stacking on top of each other. Won't give my love to another, a real one. That's why I do it like Nike. You ain't gotta like me, just pray that you feel something. And it's 16, I have 100, cause I'm unashamed of the one coming. I know evil watching, try to make me stumble. I look to the sky when I'm feeling trouble. Show up on the double, straight up out the huddle when I'm feeling weak. I know you the muscle over anything, in the in-between. He the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, and I promise I'ma spend the rest of my life giving you my all. When I was in the bind, I did with your name I called. You show up right on time, and it happens every time. Lord, you gave me yours, so I'm gon' give you mine.
My hands go up, and I give you everything, 'cause I know that you already won. And anything that you begin, yeah, you finish, it's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words, they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, it would never be enough, no enough to declare my love. To declare my love. But I will sing until my very last breath. And I'll very best. Yeah. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung, bled, and died just to save me. I will never find nobody like you. I got to wish you with time and for the rest of my life. I don't know why you love me, but you do. I appreciate all the things you do. I'm grateful for all the many times you were faithful. I know I'm just a wreck, self-involved, broken love, no shame, just thankful. And my hands go up, and I give you everything, 'cause I know that you already won. And anything that you begin, yeah, you finish, it's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words, they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, it would never be enough, no enough to declare my love, to declare my love. But I will sing until my very last breath. I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. Yeah, my very best. Yeah. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung, bled, and died just to save me. I will never find nobody like you. I got to wish you with time and for the rest of my life. I don't know why you love me, but you do. I appreciate all the things you do. I'm grateful for all the many times you were faithful. I know I'm just a wreck, self-involved, broken love, no shame, just thankful. And I will sing until my very last breath. Oh yeah. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best, my very best,
Yeah.
my very best.
When I think about the sacrifices that you made, they give me chill bumps. Then I remember all of the time that you saved me. Them blessings still coming, stacking on top of each other. Won't give my love to another, a real one. That's why I do it like Nike. You ain't gotta like me, just pray that you feel something. In this 16, I have 100, 'cause I'm unashamed of the one coming. I know evil watching, try to make me stumble. I look to the sky when I'm feeling trouble. So up on the double, straight up out the huddle when I'm feeling weak. I know you the muscle over anything, and the in between. He the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, and I promise I'ma spend the rest of my life giving you my all. When I was in the barn, it was your name I called.
My hands go up, and I give you everything, 'cause I know that you already won. And anything that you begin, yeah, you finish, it's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words, they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, but I will sing until my very last breath. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. Yeah, my very best. Yeah. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung, bled, and died just to save me. I will never find nobody like you. I got to reach up with them and for the rest of my life. I don't know why you love me, but you do. I appreciate all the things you do. I'm grateful for all the many times you were faithful. I know I'm just a wretch, so
of the Agape Music Group.
Yeah, and we rock with Marcus, Lady Drina, and the Culture for Christ segment on WOKB Radio Orlando.
Central Florida's only radio station for Christian hip hop and new gospel music.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
I've been on this road for some time now, and I've had my share of ups and downs. But on this road, I haven't got touched because I've come way too far to turn back now. Nobody said it would be easy. Oh, I just don't believe it, no. Oh, yeah. You came along and made me whole. Haven't been the same. Matter of fact, my life's been rearranged since you changed my name. I don't even think the same. And it's because of you, Jesus, that I will never go back that way. Oh, nobody said it. No. Hey, because you've been walking with me on this tedious journey. And I don't believe it. Oh, no. You see, every now and then, the devil tries to steal my praise, but I'm letting him know I'm coming out with my hands upraised. He sometimes tries to steal my joy, and he sometimes tries to steal my peace, but I'm leaning on the Lord, because he will strengthen me. So will I give up? No, will I give in? I'm holding on. My faith is strong. Will I give up? No, will I give in? I'm holding on. My faith is strong. Wait a minute, let me testify about this man in my life. He came along and he rescued me and put me on the path of righteousness. Now every day ain't a struggle, but I can't say it won't get hard sometimes. But nothing you can say I do will make me change my mind. No, nobody said that the road would be easy. No. Hey, because he's been walking with me on this tedious journey, and I just don't believe Jesus brought me this far to leave me. Will I give up? No, will I give in? No, I'm holding on. My faith is strong. Hey, I come too far. Nobody told me that was wrong. I don't believe. No. Nobody said that would be easy. He's been walking with me on this tedious journey, and I just don't believe that he brought me this far to leave.
All right, y'all. Listen, that's my girl. Let me introduce our show properly. That song just took me in. That's my girl, Robin McGee. It is 5:00, top of the hour, and it's Culture for Christ Radio with the one and only myself, Lady Drina, and the world famous Marcus Saunders.
Oh my God! Why I gotta be world famous?
He is world famous.
Oh
man. Tell you.
I appreciate.
I'm just trying to be like you one day, one of these old days.
I appreciate the love. Hey, listen. Well, my goodness, I got to do a shout out because guess who
Come
just
on,
popped
let's
in
do it.
on
Who
our
popped in?
live?
Who popped in? Who?
Robert Bush. Robert Bush.
What? Come on,
Robert
Robert Bush.
Bush. Man, we love you too, bro. I
That's my
haven't
brother.
seen you in a minute.
He, listen,
Wow,
he
wow.
got that barbecue you sure can't eat.
That's what I heard.
Oh, he got that
That's what,
barbecue you sure can't eat
that's
over
what they
there
tell
in
me.
Zellwood. I wish I knew how to say it like he said, but
How
man,
he said.
but you sure can't eat it. Yes, you can over there in Zellwood. He's doing an
Ah,
amazing job, man.
oh Rob, one of the original members of the Turner Brothers. Oh,
Yes,
Robert
sir. You
Bush.
already know. You
Yeah.
already know.
Love you,
That's my
man. Love
brother,
you so
man.
much, man. It's good to hear from you. Good to hear from you. Glad you dropped in to check us out.
Absolutely. So
Drina,
listen, we did a talk yesterday that it was really good. And I think that we can continue that talk. And listen, we want to invite you all that are listening. You can call us 407-894-1680. You can always join our conversation because we are not just music, but we love to talk what's happening right now as well. This is our ops moment. That's what we call it.
that's
Our
right.
opinion. And sometimes our opinion is not like yours, but hey, it's good to hear different opinions anyways, I say.
That's right. We welcome your opinions. You don't have to like ours. It's all right. We ain't gonna be mad at you because you have a
Nope.
different opinion from us.
Yep.
My opinion might be different from Drina. Drina's opinion might be different from mine, but we ain't falling out. We just have different opinions.
No,
Sometimes
I
we
might
agree.
tell him something later. No, I'm just playing.
Watch how you come at us now. Watch your approach now. Don't come with no
Listen,
foolishness now.
it's not what you say,
It's how
it's
you
how
say
you
it.
say it.
Be respectful, ladies and gentlemen. Be respectful.
That's
Yeah,
all. That's all. I love it.
we love to share our opinions, and we love to hear your opinions as well. But it's a lot of things that's going on, and what I think, what I know, Drina is pointing to is some of the stuff that we've been facing in our country, and
Yeah.
also in our own city and in the
Cities.
entire Central
Yeah.
Florida area.
Area.
You know, we're not immune to any of these things that have been going on.
No, we've seen, as we were talking about on yesterday, the 10-year-old baby who shot an adult. We saw that take place in the Mercy Drive area.
Mhm.
A couple days after that, we saw a 19-year-old female getting shot in the Pine Hills area.
Yes.
That young lady was 19 and she got shot up 3 o'clock in the morning in her vehicle. Listen, this stuff is getting serious, super serious, and it's always young people. And then today Marcus shares a article with me. You want to talk a little bit about that article you just shared with me?
Absolutely. My
Yeah.
cousin is, she works for the sheriff department. I ain't gonna call the name out, but she sends me updates and things about things that are going on, like
Yeah.
in the little city in the little town, I call it, that we grow up
Right.
in.
Yeah.
Place that I always wanted to get away from because I just felt like I was out of place at some points in time in my life. And I ended up going back after I got out of the military for just a brief period of time.
Right.
And when I went back, I found myself being caught up in some of the very same things
Yes,
that
that you didn't want to get caught up
I
in.
didn't want to get caught up in, and
Yeah.
that my parents had shielded us from so meticulously when we were
Yeah.
children. But when you become an adult and you get to do, because me and Knowledge were talking about this yesterday, when
Yeah.
you leave from around your parents and you grown, you do what you want to do. You do
Yeah,
what you want to do.
what
And
the
how
old
you
people used to
wanna
say,
do
you're
it.
smelling yourself now. You're smelling yourself. That's
Smelling
what they
nothing.
say.
All my musk was coming up in my nose.
You smelling yourself. You need to sit down somewhere.
All
Go
my
take a
musk.
nap.
But it's crazy, right? Go sit down.
Go sit
Now
down.
go sit
Sit
down
down.
somewhere. Go sit down. But what happened is this young man, and I don't even know all of the details about it. We don't know the details, so we are just getting little bits and pieces of what has happened.
Right.
So
Yeah.
allegedly, in this place called Titusville, Florida, and I'm saying allegedly, but I heard that there is actual footage
There is,
of the
yeah.
man doing what he did.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
is a
according
young
to the
man
police article that was just released, we'll say
released.
it like that. Yeah.
And it looked like they beat his behind. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
looked like
that
it. He
picture
got a
looked like
little bandage on him. Got a little bandage.
And got an egg sitting right
Got a
there on
little
their
egg
forehead.
right there on the forehead too. I saw that
That
picture.
egg looked like it's about 6 inches. Go the
And
whole.
what he did, that was still light.
It was very light. It was very
That
light.
was light.
They gave him a swollen eye. But the young man, his name is Alteric Johnson. He is 22 years old.
Yeah.
He attacked a young girl, or not a young girl, but a young woman.
A young woman.
He nearly, it says he nearly, and you were right, he nearly severed her hand off with a machete.
Machete.
Attacked her with a machete. Then when she was running from him after he had chopped at her hand with a machete, they said she was screaming and begging for her life.
They said she hid behind a car. Yeah. All of that.
And the police came up while this was going on.
The police saw him running after her
with a shotgun in his hand.
Shotgun or whatever it was.
Shotgun in his hand. Shot her in the back of the head. In the police presence.
In their face.
They took her to the hospital and she
died.
Today, I got this. So apparently, it looks like this happened on, and the young lady's
looks like a Monday.
It was a Monday. The young woman has been identified as Tykara Lamona Madden. She's 21.
Yeah. 21 years old.
She died Monday. Yes.
21 years old.
21 years old. Y'all, we got a real serious problem going around on here because I'm sure, I don't know where this young man got this weapon from. It's a shotgun. I don't know. You can get a shotgun from Walmart. At least you used to be able to. I don't know if they still sell those types of weapons, but they said it was a shotgun.
I'm not sure either. Yeah.
But he used that weapon to shoot her in the back of the head after he had nearly cut her hand off.
With a machete.
With a machete. That's a brutal attack.
That is first-degree murder.
Oh, so it said the attack happened on last Thursday. So she died yesterday.
Yeah.
The attack happened Thursday and she died at 11:15 p.m.
Wow. Yeah. That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. And you know, me being a mother, myself being a mother of daughters, this is the thing I warn my girls of. Relationships or guys of this sort. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You just never know, but there are always warning signs. If you see those signs, any young woman or lady that's listening to me, you can't change an abusive man. You can't. And it's nothing you can do or say. If he's already showing you signs of abuse, he's showing you who he is. And that's I don't have another way to say that.
That's a mouthful, and it's true. Can I share something with you?
Share it.
All right. I'm going to share this with you. I was raised to not hit girls.
Yes.
You know, I was raised, if my sister was in her room and me and my brother, we used to aggravate the devil out of her. We just walked past her room just so she could go to holler and leave me alone. Walk past her room. Wouldn't even touch it. But if she said we hit her, my father gave us the
a lashing.
A lashing. A Glen whooping was oh my God. People that knew me growing up, they already my cousins and everything. They Uncle Glenn, cousin Glenn, whatever, we were taught respect. So if he was your cousin and you were younger, we were taught to put cousin in front of the name.
Right.
Not just uncle. We had to say cousin, whatever your first name. We didn't just
if they were an adult. Yes.
They were an adult. Yeah. So they all knew Uncle Glenn, cousin Glenn, he gonna get in there behind.
Right.
So if I did anything to my sister, hit her, did anything, I get my butt. So I would hit her in self-defense.
Oh, so she would hit you first, basically.
Oh, man, you ain't, because she was older. Yeah, she was older. So it was like, you ain't, the parents leave and she be in charge. Me and my brother, we buck.
Yeah.
You ain't the boss of me. Mama and Dad be in charge. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. Fighting. But if he found out that we fought her, she wouldn't get a whooping. We would.
Because she a
And
girl.
I say that to say there were periods and times where I was attacked by females
Oh, yes.
because I wouldn't hit them back. And because other guys would fight them and I wouldn't. It wasn't that I was afraid of them. I was afraid of my father.
That's good.
Because I knew that if it got back to him that I had
But you
beat
hit a
up,
woman,
yes,
you was gonna get the treatment.
yes.
And I
knew, and he already had taught me this one particular thing. This one particular thing. This is so true, ladies and gentlemen. I do not care. Do not be mad at me for what I'm about to say.
Oh,
it has
Lord.
nothing to do with your preference or how you feel or what body you feel that you were born in. Let me be clear when I say this to you, and you can't change science. And I've seen it time and time and time again. A man's body structure, bone strength, density, skin, everything is different from a woman. And I knew my strength,
Right.
especially when I got a certain age.
Yeah.
When I turned 12 years old, I realized that my strength had changed from that child that I was till I was 12 years old. And the way that I found that out, my sister was always bigger than me when I was growing up.
Right.
She would beat us up. She'd sit on us.
She would sit on y'all.
She'd sit on us, put the pillow over our head and smother us. Listen, I know you don't want me to tell this, but she used to do it. She was stronger than us. She put the pillow over her head and suffocate you till you're about to pass out. And she would pull the pillow up at the last minute.
Right.
So one day we got into a little fight. Mom and Dad weren't home. And I picked her up and I threw her down on the ground. I realized that day that my strength had changed. And that was the day that my father really tore my behind up, but he taught me a lesson.
He taught you a lesson, yeah.
You are built differently. You're built differently. So I would never hit a woman.
Yeah.
I would never do it. I could never. Now, I ain't going to say that I never hit one back.
Like, you just didn't initiate.
I didn't initiate.
You didn't initiate it.
I didn't. I hit one back a couple of times in high school.
What they did? Why did they hit you? What did you do?
I don't know.
I plead the fifth. Y'all heard it in his voice. That was a I plead the fifth moment.
You know, we play too much.
Yes, y'all do.
We play too much.
Yes,
and I'm sure it was something that I did. Or maybe it was something that I said slick at the mouth. You know,
right.
I probably said something. But I did hit, you hit me. But I didn't hit her in the face. I didn't hit her in the body. I actually took my fist and punched her in her booty.
What? So
I punched her cheek. Boom. Made sure she felt the strength. I punched that cheek.
You need her to feel. You need her to feel. Now, did your daddy know you hit that woman?
No, he didn't know about that.
I know he didn't, because you wouldn't be laughing about it today. You wouldn't be laughing about it today.
I was hanging out with my cousin. These were these after school things. After I'm maybe 16, 17 about this time. And I punched, she hit me and I said, "Hey girl, all right now." And she hit me again. I grabbed her by the arm, turned around, bam.
You said, "I'm gonna hit you back now."
Hit you back. Hit you back.
A mess. But listen, y'all, we're laughing, keeping this conversation light, but this is a serious incident.
Serious.
It's absolutely serious. And we want our young women to be safe at all times and be vigilant. Pay attention to these signs and the anger that comes. And so many times we see situations like this and it turns out like this, and it's devastating. This is a young woman who potentially could have had a wonderful life, but at 21 years old, she's been murdered.
Cut off.
And honestly, we just lost 2 lives.
Yeah, you really did. Not just
she died from this, but we lost him as well, because guess what? He's gone. He's going to be gone forever for now.
Yep, he's being charged with premeditated murder,
Yeah.
and gentlemen, brothers, if you feel like that is something that you have to, you walk away. I know that a lot of these young people are doing these things because they have not been given proper instruction, and we all see this playing out time after time after time. It's like we operate on 10. Hey, Miss Jackson, so glad that you dropped in. It's like we operate. The preacher at our church that came in, Bishop came in, he preached on last Sunday. He says that we operate not through the spirit, but out of the soul.
Ah, that's
And
good.
that is why we make these irrational decisions, because we operate based on feelings, and your feelings are connected to your soul.
Yes.
So when we operate like that, that's when we mess up. It's just as, and brothers, I know the ratio to men beating up women is much higher, but there are ways that women can manipulate and abuse you to find yourself in a toxic relationship. Walk out.
Absolutely. Listen, we got a caller, so we always love receiving our calls. Hello,
Shout
caller.
out.
You are on Culture for Christ Radio.
Praise the Lord, Minister Marcus.
Hey.
Evangelist Dawson, how are you?
Oh my God. Evangelist Dawson, I'm doing so good. Oh my God. How are you?
I'm truly blessed of God. See, God is using you in a mighty way. I'm so glad.
Oh, wow. It's so wonderful to hear your voice, and I receive that. You know, I love you so much. You've always been an inspiration to me.
I
And
appreciate that. To God be the glory. To God be the glory.
To him. It's so wonderful hearing your voice. I missed you so much, Sister Mother Dawson. I missed you so much.
Glory to God. Continue to let God use you, young man. Let him use you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I surely will.
Beautiful. I love it. I love
I
it.
love you. I
love you too.
All right. God bless you.
God bless. You talk about a prayer warrior.
Listen.
Now, walk in the church speaking in tongues.
Yes.
Mother Dawson, Evangelist Dawson.
She the one. She the one, huh? That's the one we need to go get. All right, hold on. We got another caller. You on Culture for Christ Radio. Hello.
Good afternoon. I love the talk show that you all are doing today. And it's more things need to be said, even speaking in our churches, because I actually used to work for the court system.
Yeah.
And we used to have people, I was on the defensive side of the courts, and we used to have people come in that was in abusive relationships, men and women, that will fill out the paperwork to have the charges dropped.
Yes.
And not only was the job a job for me, but it was a ministry, because if the Lord led me to speak to you about it, I did so, and it didn't matter. You know, if I had other people in the line, I'd be like, hey, honey, sit down for a minute. The Lord want me to say something to you. But to say this, to say that, last night I was in Walmart, and I went in, I got what I was going to purchase, and I was getting ready to leave, and a young lady, we were talking about, our backs. So I told her, I say, oh, you having a back problem too? And she was like, yeah. And I said, yeah. I say, well, mine come from me falling. And she said, yeah. She said, well, and we were in a private conversation. She said, yeah. She said, mine's bothered me because my ex-boyfriend jumped on me. And I was like, wow. Yeah. And I say, oh, and she said, but it comes from me trying to fight him back. And he was throwing me up against the wall and on the table. I said, sweetie, I said, let me ask you a question. I say, before we get into anything else, I say, I hope that he's not in your life. She said, no, ma'am. I say, and I hope that you prosecuted him. She said, yes, ma'am. I said, because let me tell you something, sweetie. I say, I've worked on the job that I was at for basically 20 years. I say, and I have seen things come through. Yeah. I say, but I'm telling you, had you not gotten out, he would have killed you.
Yes, that's real.
I say, because if he thought enough to throw you up against a wall and tables and all of this, I say, because just throwing a person up against a wall can literally knock the breath out of you.
Yeah.
I told her, I say, but whenever you see that sign again, I say, baby, don't even stay in it. I say, find you a safe haven. The first time you see it, stay a minute for you to be able to get out. the door. Don't get slick.
Yeah.
Just, say what you got to say to make that person calm down, and you get out.
And then get out safely. Yeah. Get out safely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I agree.
Exactly.
I
So
absolutely agree.
I tell people, and I can walk the street and I would walk, if I'm seeing somebody and the Lord tell me, I'll be like, hey, sweetie, get out of it. Because I've had that happen before to me. And, I was just like they were. You stayed for a minute. But when God say, when you know better, you do better.
That's right.
That's what you do. But you got to get out of it safely.
Yes, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
have to. So, keep speaking on it. And we really need to get into our churches and say a lot of this, because a lot of this stuff is being swept under the rugs.
Oh, because it happens in the church too. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we need to get out into the community, these centers, and we just need to speak of it, because it's getting sad out here.
It is.
Yes, it is. It is.
Thank
It's
you
really
so
getting
much for
sad.
giving us this call. We really appreciate you. Continue
Yes,
to listen.
ma'am, and God bless.
God
Thank
bless.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
She hit on some amazing things. Me and Marcus, we talk a lot, so I can talk from a personal experience myself. I went through domestic abuse in my relationship with my girl's father. At this point in time, you could never know or tell that anything ever happened, because God mended that relationship when it came down to us. Not as in I went back, never went back, but I was involved in an abusive relationship. And I was one of those people that I refused to press charges. I would never press charges. Never did. Never, ever did. And what really helped me free myself from that relationship was, at the time, I had a 2-year-old daughter, which is my oldest, and I was 6 months pregnant with my second child. What freed me is a level of the abuse that came that happened to me. Let's just say that happened to me, ended me in the hospital when I was 6 months pregnant. So while I was in the hospital at 6 months pregnant, social workers came to my room and told me if I didn't press charges and if I did not get myself and my kids out of this unsafe environment, they were going to come and take my children.
Wow.
They was going to take my 2-year-old first. And when I had the other baby, they would come back and they would take that child from me, because I was allowing them and myself to be in an unsafe environment.
Wow. Wow.
And that really saved my life. It woke me up and it saved my life. Because nobody was going to take my kids. Nobody.
Wow.
So just like she said, in secret, I packed up everything. I called my family. Once I got out the hospital, I stayed in the hospital for probably a week and a half. Once I got out the hospital, my family got a U-Haul truck while he was at work. And we removed all of my stuff one day while he was at work, and I never went back. I was 6 months pregnant. My youngest daughter now is 18 and graduated, and I never, ever went back.
That's very, very much so a rude awakening.
A rude and scary awakening.
It is.
Scary awakening.
Y'all, we got to play some music.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we're going to finish up this conversation. We're going to dive a little bit deeper, because it took a turn, and I'm glad that it did, because we do have to talk about this a little bit more. Right now, you're getting ready to hear the sounds of the Agape Music Group.
My hands go up, and I give you everything, 'cause I know that you already won. And anything that you begin, yeah, you finish, it's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, it would never be enough of know enough to declare my love. To declare my love. But I will sing until my very last breath. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. Yeah, my very best. My very best. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung down and died. I will never find nobody like you. I can praise you one time and for the rest of my life. I don't know why you love me, but you do. I appreciate all the things you do. I'm grateful for all the many times you were faithful. I know I'm just a wretch, so sinful. Broken love, no shame, just thankful. And I will sing until my very last breath. Oh yeah. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. My very best. My very best.
When I think about the sacrifices that you made, it give me chill bumps. Then I remember all of the time that you saved me. Them blessings still coming, stacking on top of each other. Won't give my love to another, a real one. That's why I do it like Nike. You ain't gotta like me, just pray that you feel something. In this 16, I have 100, cause I'm unashamed of the one coming. I know evil watching, try to make me stumble out into the sky when I'm feeling trouble. Show up on the double, straight up out the huddle when I'm feeling weak. I know you the muscle over anything, in the in-between. He the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, and I promise I'ma spend the rest of my life giving you my all. When I was in the bind, it was your name I called. You show up right on time, and it happens every time. Lord, you gave me yours, so I'm gonna give you mine.
Agape Music Group, right?
Listen, I love that song. Oh my God. I'll be bumping that song in my car.
Oh, it's in our top right now. So you know it's pumping on WKB without Culture for Christ. I'm just saying. It's a good song.
Oh my God, man.
That's a great song.
My best.
Agape Music Group. I love it.
Agape Music Group. That's Robin McGee got vocals on there.
Yes.
Oh man, listen, it's just fire. It's just fire. It's just fire. So Drina, you know what happened to me?
Yes.
All right. So men, so ladies and gentlemen, men can also be in abusive relationships as well.
Yes, absolutely.
At 19 years old, I was grown, going away from home, of course, living on my own. I was in the military, and I was in a relationship with an older woman. And I hate to admit this, but I think it needs to be said. There are at 19, I was actually too immature to really be in a committed relationship.
Oh, you better talk about it.
Didn't know anything about what it meant. And I think that's the same thing that's going on with this situation that happened with this young man and this young woman.
Yeah.
Because you do not have a control of your emotions.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying this. I hope it doesn't change anybody's opinion of me, but I'm going to let it be out there because I know a lot of other people have done it as well. We fought like cats and dogs. We fought like cats and dogs. And I mean fought. She punched me, I would punch her. We would get in the, she drew blood. Sometimes I drew blood. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I did. I was young and crazy in the relationship, so much so that my emotions would be overwhelmed. It was all about thinking, you talking to this man over here, why this man calling my house? It was just
a lot. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many Negroes. Excuse, can I say that Negro on the radio?
Not really, but
I
I mean, you said it. Just don't say it again.
I can't tell you how many men I cussed out over the phone calling my house.
Oh my goodness.
Cursed out literally for calling my house looking for this woman. And I did. It took me years. You know, I actually called my father one day. I called my dad because I was at my breaking point. I called my father and he said to me, pack up your stuff and come home.
And you were 19.
Well, I left when I was 21.
Gotcha.
So I was
you
in a
stayed
relationship
for a while, yeah.
Yeah, I stayed for a while because you know when it was good, but when it was
But
bad,
then it was bad. Yeah.
And you don't know how to the way that you make up in a relationship like that is by having relations.
Right.
Nothing is solved.
Nothing at all.
Because right after that's done, then that tension sets right back in again.
Yeah. And you're back in the same spot.
We're back in the same spot because we could be mad at each other, fight, go in the bedroom, and it'll be all right. As soon as we done, I walk up back into the living room and sit down, and the tension just falls.
Still mad because you remember it ain't like you talked about the situation and came to resolve. You didn't do that.
Nothing was resolved.
Yeah.
And I mean, we used to go at it hard. And she was older than me, but and a lot of times I would let her hit me because she was, and I would laugh because I would do things, we would do things to each other.
Wow.
And I think that that's right, bro. Yes, sir. I knew a man in here could relate. That's right, brother. Robert Bush relates. We've been there before where we've done that. We've been in those relationships where we fought, and I'm not proud of that, but I definitely called my father and he said, Marcus, come home. Yeah. Pack up your stuff. Even if you have to leave, he said, when just go home. He sent me the money to get home. I never went back. Yeah. Yeah. I never went back. Yeah. That was the end of it for me.
But you have to become tired yourself to leave, or something has to shake you to leave when you're in situations like that. I was shaken to leave. I wasn't tired. Mm-hmm. See, you get where I'm at?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
There wasn't a threat on my kids. I probably would have still been there. Mm-hmm. Probably wouldn't even be here today.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One of the two things could have happened. Here's one of the two things. The reality of the fact is that when you are in an abusive relationship, a contentious relationship, an extremely toxic relationship, one of the two of y'all going to try to kill the other.
Period.
Because you can't see no way out.
You can't.
You can't see your way out. And then
you become so overly possessive. You don't want to see that person with nobody else. They definitely don't want you to be with anyone else.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: when I left, I didn't care who she went with. After I got out,
either, honey.
I was at my wit's end. I was truly at my wit's end. And
I think what helped me was I was 6 months pregnant, like I said, so when things settled, I was in the hospital a minute, so I had time to really think about my circumstances.
Wow.
And I'm like, man, you don't value me or this unborn child.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So that was an awakening, but it took me a minute to get there.
Yeah.
But it really woke me up.
I found out, Drina, that not only was I during this course of time of my life, not only was I in an abusive relationship, but also my sister was in an abusive marriage, and my baby brother was in an abusive relationship. It was like we were all caught up in with people that we really had no business being with in the first place. Like everything
was running to people when we should have been running to God.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a question here. It says, what confused me and mine? She said she didn't feel like I loved her. Oh my God, bro. This is all
Wow.
right. So here is
Now that's good. Go
the
ahead and
very,
read what he said. Yeah.
because this is just where I was, what he
Yeah.
said, because I heard this several times. What confused me in my relationship is that she said she didn't feel like I loved her unless we fought. And I wasn't raised like that to hit a woman. That's right, bro. I wasn't raised like that, but I
Now
heard
that's
that's
from
the
my brother,
same
the pastor,
thing.
Robert Bush.
And that's
Yeah.
the same thing. The ex of mine, she said to me, if I don't love her because I don't beat her. But I had to start defending myself from her because the attacks started. Let me tell you one thing. One time and I know we got to go to commercial break, but it's getting deep, y'all. I'm
Yeah.
sharing some stuff. I'm sharing this
We're being
opportunity.
very candid. This
Being
is a
very
candid
candid and
conversation
transparent.
and transparent because I've never told that on radio.
Oh
This
man.
was the first time I've ever told that
Talk
on
about
radio.
going all in,
So,
right?
okay, go on in. You're giving it out. Women and
Talk
men,
about
if you are listening, listen, learn from us and get out now. That's what
learn
we're
and learn.
saying. Learn and get out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were in an argument. We were in New York, and she wanted to go to a friend's house. And your friend Crystal Whitaker is saying hello. She wanted to go to a friend's house. And I said, well, that's fine. If you want to go, you go over to your girl's house. I don't want to go over there because they do things that I don't necessarily, didn't want to involve myself with. We got into an argument, and she slapped me while I'm driving the car. She slapped me. So now I'm like, okay, I'm getting about enough of this. So I pulled off on the side of the road when she slapped me. And I pulled my seatbelt off and I started boxing her in her head. God forgive me. Y'all, please forgive me.
Oh
Don't
my
hold it against
God.
me. Elder Marcus is not like that. Y'all forgive me. This
That
was when
just
I was
reminded me of
20,
something.
I was 20 years old. I was 20. But she had slapped me so hard because I told her I'm gonna drop you off. You can catch the train home or
You
whatever.
just gonna get rid of her. She got to go. She just got to go.
If you want to go over there, go over there. But she slapped me. So I pulled over, took my seatbelt off, started punching her in her head.
Lord have mercy.
She opened it. It was like 10 degrees outside. So she gets out the car. She pops the trunk because you could pop the trunk through the glove compartment. Y'all remember the glove compartment? Pop the trunk through the glove compartment. She pops the trunk. She goes out to the car. I don't know what she's doing. I thought she was going to get her clothes. And it's not funny. It's not funny. But what she did was she went in the back. I had some tools in the back of the trunk of the car. She went to the back of the car. She pulled out a wrench. And when I walked to the back of the car to ask her see what she was doing, she hit me in the head with the wrench.
Oh my God. Hit you in the head with the wrench?
Right on my eye. Right on my eye. It's a spot in my eye where the hair don't grow back no more.
Wow.
And all I felt was the stream of warmth. I didn't know that I had been busted open.
You bust open. You got blood coming down.
Yeah, it was water coming down. She pulled it out of me. And I just was like, oh my God. This girl
now
just
this
hit me.
toxic. This toxic. I gotta go.
It was real toxic. That was really that was like
that was your wake up.
That was my wake up. That was my wake up. And I knew that if I did not leave, that was when I called my father, and he was like, hey, as a matter of fact, go down to the bus station right now. It'll be a ticket waiting on you.
Wow.
And I cried. Yeah, the whole back then it was like if you had to catch the Greyhound bus from New York to Florida, that was like a 2-day trip.
2 days. Good God Almighty. Because you gotta stop, and then stop again. Yeah, that's 2 days.
I was crying the whole way.
The whole 2 days home. The whole 2 days home.
But I wish her the best in her life. I hope that she was able to cope with some of the issues, the childhood issues that she had growing up.
Yeah.
Different things that she had to deal with. I was, even with myself, with things that I had to deal with. But I do know this, that at 18, 19, 20, 21, I don't think that those are times and ages when you are ready for a relationship
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
we have a question from
Yeah.
Crystal Whitaker. It says, what happens if there is emotional abuse other than physical abuse?
Emotional abuse is
Can be
even,
worse
it
at
can
times.
be worse, can be worse. I have dealt with physical abuse in one relationship, emotional abuse in another relationship. And in all honesty, in my emotional abuse relationship, I would have rather just been hit.
Yeah. See, that's
Um,
sad.
and that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's even crazy to say, because the emotional part is long lasting.
Hmm.
Um, the effects of the hit will sting and hurt for a while, but
Hmm.
it'll go away.
Hmm.
But that emotional trauma, uh, that is something that will degrade everything in you completely. You'll start not loving yourself, believing
Yeah.
in yourself. You will change things about yourself when it's
Yeah.
really not you that needs to change. The
Hmm.
situation needs to change, but not you. I went through suicide
Wow.
attempts. I did not want to live. Um, I went through situations where I was gonna kill them, then
Yeah. So yeah, you feel like you'll be free if you just
I'll
do
be
that.
free,
I've been there. I've
Then
been
I've had some really, and Lord, I'm being too candid and transparent right now.
there.
Oh, glory be to God. But yeah, it was hard. I went through depression. I gained so much weight. I went from being a size 12 to like a 22, 24
Wow.
because I was just miserable in the emotional relationship. I was miserable.
And emotional abuse, like you said, it can, and in many instances is far worse than the physical abuse, because that emotional abuse lasts for far longer, far longer than when you are dealing with physical abuse. And the reason that I say that is because you do find yourself living to please that person rather than you trying to figure things out for yourself, and or trying, you're conforming to, so whatever I can do to make him happy, whatever I can do to
Yeah,
make her happy.
yeah,
But they are degrading you, calling you names, making you feel worthless, making you feel useless. One
yeah,
morning I got up in this very toxic relationship. At 20 years old, I'm driving, and I looked up in the rearview mirror as I'm going to work, and I did not recognize the face of the person that was staring back at me. If you
mm,
cannot recognize who you are in a
yeah,
relationship, it's time
yeah,
for you to cut.
yes,
Cut,
yes,
get
yes,
out
yes,
and go.
yes,
I don't care what
yes.
anybody says. Oh, make it work, make it last.
No,
If you
mm,
20 and you got wrinkles in your forehead because you got worration going on that you shouldn't have,
yeah.
no, it's time to go.
I
It's time to
remember,
go.
and you'll remember this too, Marcus. We've talked about it, and I'm just not gonna elaborate too much. But I remember people, and even you, telling me at certain times that I always looked like I was mean, angry, or unhappy.
Yeah.
Mean, angry, or unhappy, and I was all of it.
Mm.
I was all of those things, and when God freed me,
Hmm.
he had to work inside me first.
Yeah.
It was literally a work that had to be done in me because I went through abandonment issues. Now let's get to the surface. I went through abandonment issues and I always felt like I was abandoned. And so because I felt like I was abandoned, I was not going to leave any relationship because I didn't want to abandon somebody the
Hmm.
way I was abandoned.
Hmm. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's rough. And I think the weight of that caused you to stay longer than you should have in that
Absolutely.
relationship.
Absolutely.
Because and you know what we do, we gravitate in our relationships, we gravitate towards sometimes it comes off at front as the beginning, you know, it's the package is presented so good and so sweet, but it's not really what it is. It's only satisfying for the moment. So here's a question that comes. It says, do you believe some people don't know the difference between toxic and or healthy relationships? I certainly do.
I do believe that.
Certainly do.
I do believe that,
Certainly
because
do.
if you've been brought up in a toxic family, then it's normal.
Right. Absolutely.
It's normal.
That's all you know.
That's all you know. And so when you get in a healthy relationship, that's abnormal to you.
You don't know how to receive it.
You don't know how to receive it.
You don't. You don't know how to receive it, and then you don't know how to give it.
Yeah, and then sometimes you self-sabotage.
Yes.
I went through that. Listen, I have a book that I'm going to write about this all of this one day, y'all. You will self-sabotage.
I sabotage
any
my
relationship because of your foolishness that's growing on the inside of you that you have not dealt with.
And that's what I did after I got out of that toxic relationship. I was so messed up by it, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
I was so tangled with that previous relationship that when I got into my marriage, it was I fumbled the ball so much in that marriage. I messed up so bad. And in almost every relationship preceding, because of what was planted in me from that first relationship. And I messed up so bad that I lost my wife. My first wife, I lost my first wife for things that I was doing to mess everything up. But I was blaming her.
Self-sabotage.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
Sabotage. I sabotaged it. Blaming her for what was wrong with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blaming her. Lost so much.
That's real. And we don't realize that we do it because we're in the moment of it. In the moment, you're like, no, you the problem, not me. I'm not the problem. You the issue, you know. But listen, we gotta play this song because Jesus knows.
He knows.
He knows. If nobody else know, Jesus knows.
He knows.
Here is Lisa Knows Smith and the Browns, and we're gonna come right back and finish up this conversation, y'all.
Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Oh, nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows. Oh, Lord. Jesus. Come on, mama. Sometimes I'm up and down. Sometimes I'm down. Almost level to the ground. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows. Oh, yeah. Jesus. You get to heaven before I do. Tell everybody I'm coming to. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows. Oh, yeah. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Oh, nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Jesus knows. Jesus knows. Jesus knows. Oh, yes, he knows. Every time you win, every time you fail, every time you're sick, and every time you're well, every time you face broken rough, trying to run the race. Jesus knows. Jesus knows.
knows that you're sorry, knows that you're gone, knows when you're troubled. Yes, he knows. Thank you, Jesus. Come on, put them hands together. Woo. Come on, Dr. G. Come on, Dr. G. Come on, Dr. G.
Woo! Nobody knows the trouble.
Nobody knows.
Oh, nobody knows the trouble I
Jesus and
see,
me.
but Jesus and me.
Lisa knows.
Mighty God. She rocked that now. I'm just saying.
She was watching. She was watching. And
Yeah,
she
she
was
rocks
listening.
that.
Hey,
I
Lisa.
love Lisa, man. That's my girl. She rocks that. And we share the same birthday. I'm 3 years older than her, though, but we share the same birthday. I love Lisa, man. She's an amazing woman of God. She's a pastor now, and I love it. I love her and her husband. So, but yeah.
Shout out to her because she's actually watching.
Oh, hey, Miss Lisa. I think I heard you say that. I didn't even realize it.
She's watching and listening. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Jesus.
Y'all listen. Y'all go and download that song. It is very, very new for them. They are moving up the charts on the sales side. So y'all keep doing it. And radio, if you're listening, you need to be bumping this, honey.
You sure do.
I need all my radio stations, all my radio friends to get this and make this hit the charts, because that's a good song. Because nobody knows the trouble that I've seen, and I just felt that song was appropriate for this candid conversation.
It's very appropriate. You know how I am with the quartet music, but you're putting it on me.
So I got you now.
But you know what? That right there, that right there,
good, right? That can be a Sunday service song. I'm just saying.
You want to do that?
You can do that on Sunday now. I ain't gonna tell you no joke. That's a good Sunday song right there.
Good. That's a good one. That's a really good one,
man. So we've got about 2 minutes left, and as we close out of this, what message would you leave? Because this conversation, we're gonna revisit it. We're gonna have to revisit this because it's deep, and y'all pray for me because I've been avoiding writing this book for a minute, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
It's got to be done.
It's got to be done.
Know the signs, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you are a female or whether you are a male, if you are in an abusive and in a toxic relationship, either have the conversation that is just not, have the courage to have the conversation that is just not walking out.
Yes.
Have the courage to have the conversation. It is a hard conversation for some, and some people, they know what they want.
Yeah.
Some people know that they're not going to stand for an abuse. They are not going to be in an abusive relationship. You're not going to talk to me like this. You're not going to put your hands on me. I'm done. And the first sign they see, they out.
They gone. And then another thing I want to say on the lines of that, if you're in a toxic relationship where you can't have that conversation, just get out.
Get out.
We have the Harbor House. There are places for women and children. There are places for women. There are people and places that can help.
That's right.
So let's do our best with protecting our peace. Protecting our peace.
That's
protecting
right.
our mental health.
That's
and
right.
protecting our sanity.
And ladies and gentlemen, know that we are stronger together. I can't do this without you. You can't do this without me. Let's lift one another up in prayer. Let's remember to continue to lift one another up in prayer. We're living in some perilous times, but we are going to continue talking about things that matter to you, things that matter to us. Remember, these are our opinions only. This is our Ops Corner. We do take the time to discuss things.
Today it was actually our life corner.
This was a live corner. Absolutely.
This was our life corner.
Live corner. Ladies,
never heard before life.
I shared a little too much, but
right.
It was good.
Listen, let us get out of here. We got a show getting ready to start. But thank you for joining in to Culture for Christ. Check us out on next Monday and Tuesday, Culture for Christ with Lady Drina and
Milkus Kanyas,
the famous one.
Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.
This is WOKD 1680 AM Winter Garden and W264DV 100.
It's already done. And in your name, nobody greater, no, not one. Undefeated champion. Yeah, now you never took a loss. You gave up heaven just to free me, and I am so completely at a loss. Sometimes the words, they just escape me, and if I had a million tongues, it would never be enough, no enough to declare my love, to declare my love. But I will sing until my very last breath. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best. Yeah, my very best. Yeah. You've been so good to me. I don't deserve it. You hung black and died just to save me. I will never find nobody like you. I gotta praise you with time and for the rest of my life. I don't know why you love me, but you do. I appreciate all the things you do. I'm grateful for all the many times you were faithful. I know I'm just a wreck, so sinful. Broken love, no shame, just thankful. And I will sing until my very last breath. Oh yeah. And I'll declare your goodness and give you my best, my very best, my very best.
When I think about the sacrifices that you made, it give me chill bumps. Then I remember all of the time that you saved me. Your blessings still coming, stacking on top of each other. Won't give my love to another, a real one. That's why I do it like Nike. You ain't gotta like me, just pray that you feel something. In this 16, I have 100, cause I'm unashamed of the one coming. I know evil watching, try to make me stumble. I look to the sky when I'm feeling trouble. Show up on the double, straight up out the harder when I'm feeling weak. I know you the muscle over anything, in the in-between. He the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, and I